Effin' a tiny bit of magic. Cat watched her house burn to the ground with her entire family in it. That was the problem with a tiny bit of magic. You always hear that you'll go on grand adventures and save lives with it, but no one ever tells you that you could accidentally burn down your house with it. It was only a tiny bit of magic after all, just enough to make a ball roll, or maybe make a spark. It's only a tiny bit of magic, so it's like a toy. A tiny bit of magic never hurt anyone, right? Well, a tiny bit of magic was burning Cat's little sister's skin off her bone and had caused part of the master bedroom to collapse atop of her mother. Because of a tiny bit of magic, her dog would die from smoke long before the fire reached him, and her father would be swallowed by the flames before he could get to her mother or little sister. Because of a tiny bit of magic, the bedroom she grew up in would soon be ash, and her father's little library that was filled of all the books she loved wouldn't last through the night. That was the problem with a tiny bit of magic, as it's just small enough to feel safe, but it is still magic, and like all magic it is volatile. The real problem with a tiny bit of magic, however, was not the flames. It was not that Cat's entire family was burning to death, or that the home that she had loved so much would be devoured by the growing fire. The real problem with a tiny bit of magic was that Cat didn't mind. Cat didn't mind because a tiny bit of magic is addictive. A tiny bit of magic is like a year's supply of cocaine, or a bar's worth of empty liquor bottles. Because if she could do this with a tiny bit of magic, if she could bring down the giant mansion that lay before her on accident, then what could she do when she tried? What could she do with a lot of magic? A smile curled on Cat's lips as she began to realize her potential. Even with just a tiny bit of magic, her life would never be the same. She would never have to go to school again, and if they tried to make her, she could just burn the school down along with them. Cindy, the girl who had once been Cat's best friend, would soon be a charred corpse, only recognizable by her teeth, and David, the boy who had chosen Cindy over her, well, she might give him a second chance. Cat turned away from her burning home and took a deep breath of the cool night air. To her, it tasted of opportunity and excitement. And as she walked away from the scene of the crime, a tiny bit of magic devoured the only thing that protected the world from her.